Would you believe me if I said that you can change your life in the next 90 days? Well, you can. And before I give you the blueprint, before I give you the exact steps that you can take to change your life in the next 90 days, I want you to take a moment. Take a moment and reflect on this one question. Ask yourself this most important question before you get into the process of changing yourself in the next 90 days. Why do you want to change? Why is it important for you to change? Why do you think it's important for you to change? What is motivating you to make that change in your life? Is it because everyone else is doing it? Or you want to change your life because you haven't achieved something that you wanted to achieve? Why do you want to change your life? Write down your reason why you want to see a change in yourself. And now list out 5, 10, or 20 reasons, whatever reason comes to your mind. List out all those reasons, because for any change to last, you need to know your why you're changing something in the first place. When you know that, it will be easier for you to change yourself. For me, I realize there are many unfinished goals which I set for myself, but I haven't been able to achieve them. It is almost the end of the year, and 90 days is a perfect timeline to change anything about yourself. Because remember, I mentioned in one of my videos that it takes exactly 66 days for any behavior to become a part of you. And 90 days is a bit more than the 66 days, and this will make it a permanent part of you if you try and change something and be consistent with it. So now, when you have realized why you want to do something, why you want to change yourself, I want you to take a deep breath and relax, because the most difficult part and the most important part of the process of changing you is already done. Now it's time to figure out your what and how, and it's easier to do that now. And take a moment to reflect on what kind of a person you are right now, and what kind of a person that you want to become at the end of these 90 days. What are you aiming at to become in the next 90 days? Be brutally honest about yourself. Are you lazy? Do you procrastinate a lot? Do you not stick to your plans? Make it real and honest reflection about who you are right now. What do you need to change to become that person that you want to become? Be totally honest with yourself the best you can, and reflect on all those things which are motivating you to take that leap of change. If it is your weight, reflect upon how much you weigh right now and how much do you want to weigh by the end of these 90 days. And when I say that, I also want you to be realistic. If you weigh 68 kilos right now, don't become overzealous and say that I will try and achieve to become 50 kilos by the end of 90 days. No, that is not how it's going to work. Be realistic and set realistic goals and achievable goals, and say maybe you are 68 kilos now. You can say I want to be 65 or 64 or whatever thing that you think that you are capable of by the end of the 90 days. And use this reflection time to concentrate on the single most important thing that you want to change about you in these 90 days. Just pick one single most important goal that you have and that you need to achieve in these 90 days. Maybe you want to start eating healthy, you want to exercise regularly, or you want to read more books. Whatever that single most important goal for you is, make it a point you write it down with full clarity. Something like this: by the end of 90 days, by the end of 2024, I want to be able to make eating healthy a part of me. Or by the end of these 90 days, I want to be able to exercise regularly or run regularly at a particular time. And whatever the goal that you have, write it down clearly. And after we complete this reflection part, the next step is to figure out your what and your how. When you know your goal and you also know why you're doing it, why you're making that change, it's also important to figure out what you're going to do in order to achieve your goal and how you're going to do it. And this is going to be your plan. For example, if your goal is to eat healthy, what are you going to eat more of? What are you going to eat less of? What are you going to avoid in your diet? How are you going to make it a part of your diet? How are you going to make eating healthy a part of you by the end of this 90 days? How are you going to prevent cravings for junk food? Will you have cheat days in these 90 days? Or if you have cheat days, how often do you want those cheat days to be? On what days are you going to cheat? How are you going to avoid unnecessary distractions? When you figure out all this, we are ready for our next step. And that is to create a system which works for us. We always list out our goals and almost always fail, because even though we have the most important goals, even though we know how important our goal is to us, we don't know how to stay consistent, how to follow up on our goals. And that is why, so ultimately, we give up. And when it gets tough, we completely fail at our goals. And the only way to prevent this is to set up a system which will not allow you to fail. Creating the system is about not just knowing what you're going to do, but how and when you're going to do something. For example, eating healthy is your goal. Not just saying that you'll eat healthy, but saying that after I wake up every day at 6 a.m., I will drink warm water with honey, or I'll have a bowl of fruit for breakfast every day at 8 a.m. Defining when you're going to implement that new habit or the new behavior that you want to make a part of you will make it easier for you to stick to the new habit. So, having an order to things you do and defining what you will do after what will also make it easier for you to stick to the new behavior. And when you do this with in combination with your already existing habits, that will make it more easier to follow that new habit. So, for example, you know that you're going to eat a bowl of fruit for breakfast, but when you put it this way, I'm going to eat a bowl of fruit every day in the morning after I finish my workout and before I have a shower, or something like after I have my shower and before I get dressed. You're giving it a specific time and you're giving it an order in which you are going to do that new behavior, and this will make it easier for you not to skip that new behavior when you combine it with your already existing habits. And now you all you need to do is repeat and review. Now that we know everything related to our new goal, why you're doing it, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and when you're going to do it, you know everything, the in and out of how you're going to go through with this goal for the next 90 days. And now all you have to do is to repeat it as much as you can until you stick to that habit for the next 66-day window. And then it becomes a part of you. And it's also essential that you keep reminding yourself why you have started in the first place, because you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, meaning that there'll be a lot of doubt, there'll be a lot of resistance, a lot of confusion about why you are doing this goal, why you are after this goal, why you want to achieve this. But when you remind yourself about your why you have started in the first place, that is going to make you continue even if there's resistance, even if there's confusion, even if there's doubt. That will help you with the progress. And you also need to check your progress, how far you have come from your old self and how far you are from your new self that you want to be. And this will help you to stay motivated and keep moving forward. And here we are not aiming for perfection, but we are aiming for progress. Using some app or some reminders which show you how far you have come with your goal and how far you are from your goal can help you to keep a track on the progress that you have achieved, a track on how much you have become the person you want to become. This will help you to stay motivated. And our aim here is not to be perfect by the end of these 90 days, but to see that you have achieved some progress on your goal and enter this new year with a sense of accomplishment, and to be able to start your year right. Because every year you have New Year's resolutions, but you fail by the first week of February. But not this time. Your 2025 is going to be the most amazing year ever, because you're starting early and you have already gotten into the habit of achieving your goals in these 90 days. And all you have to do is dedicate yourself with all the consistency and all the willpower that you have. But remember not to set too many goals for yourself in these 90 days, because that is what we keep doing every time at the start of each year. And immediately we fail within the first few weeks. So instead of focusing on a lot of goals, go through these 90 days with intention by focusing and identifying the most important goal in your life right now. Or you can also select 3 areas of your life and select one important goal in each of that areas, so that you can make progress in those 3 areas in these 90 days and make them work. So this is how you go through the 90 days that we have left in this year and make the best of the last quarter of this year. If you want to have a blasting or an amazing 2025, you have to start right now. And I'm sure you have many regrets about this year. You have a lot of things that you have left unfinished or left unfulfilled. You haven't achieved a few goals that you have set for yourself in the start of 2024. I want you to pick up those goals and decide what the most important goal is for you to achieve before it's too late in 2024. And focus on that one goal, and trust me, you will be able to achieve it by the end of these 90 days. And I hope this video will help you achieve that in these 90 days. So I'll see you in this video right here. Until then, you take care.